All right, this is going to be a full fight analysis and review of UFC welterweight championship match with Johnny Hendricks and Mr. Lawler. At first I thought it was Tom Lawler. Like, no, it's not. It's not Tom Lawler, but Robbie Lawler, ruthless Robbie Lawler. And first time I seen this Robbie Lawler fight, seems like a pretty aggressive guy, and he's the new UFC welterweight champion. And they went the distance, all 5 rounds, and going round by round, I wouldn't have thought that Lawler won. It seemed like the first round, going round by round is what I'll do. It started off with pretty intense, really. Lawler came out, he started throwing strikes, he got off to a big start, and once the whole fury stopped, and then you kind of had that slow maniacal pace where guys were kind of fighting smart, and Lawler kind of cooled down a bit, kind of thought where he kind of picked his spots really, where Hendricks was going for the takedown, and Lawler was looking to block it, and he got him down, but Lawler goes straight into the clinch, and that's pretty much what round one consisted of, was guys kind of both guys picking their spot, and but round one I for sure would have given to Lawler, because just the fury he came out with, you really thought it could have been over in the first round. And second round was almost the same thing, where Lawler kind of thought he was picking his spots, but Hendricks was shooting just punches and kicks, a lot of shots to the knees, and the announcers were saying that if this fight keeps going and the guy keeps kicking his leg, it's gonna hurt further down the line. And the fight, that whole round really was just Hendricks just going after the knees, going after the body, and Lawler didn't really have much to do in that round except hope for a block and kind of try blocking the takedown. But that round was definitely Hendricks. And round three, where am I? Yeah, round three was the beginning of, well, somewhere in the middle. Lawler hit a sweet front kick, just right in the face. But before that, it was the same thing, where Hendricks was just kick, body, knees, whatever, and just that front kick really put everyone just went crazy, and I think Lawler saw the opening, and he kind of started that fury again, but in that fury, he kind of overdid himself, and he slipped, and Hendricks kind of got on top of him, but there was only 8 seconds left in the round, and you couldn't really do much. He had a guillotine on, but by the time he had it fully locked on, the horn sounded, and it was to the round four, where you can tell both guys were tired. They were both breathing heavy. Lawler's face was kind of swollen, and Hendricks was just landing shot after shot. This round was 100% Johnny Hendricks. There was no way that, this is what I mean, he was dominating the last 2 rounds, and I was just surprised at the final ending that Lawler ended up winning, because Hendricks would this where I don't even know how many shots Lawler landed, but Hendricks was just left, right, kick, knee, body, face, and Lawler, all he was doing was backing up into the cage, and he would just get punched. He'd try getting a clinch, and that's when the crowd really started to turn against the fight, because I guess no one likes to sit there and watch two guys just hugging against the cage. And this fight was more that than not. And I guess coming out to round four and round five, as soon as they got to the cage, people just started booing like crazy. And round four, it was pretty much the same thing. Lawler, I think, dominated most of the round, and there was one point towards the end, Lawler went for, no, Hendricks went for a takedown, got the takedown. Lawler's got a clinch. He was able to get on top of him, and I think there's probably 15 seconds left at least, and he just started left, right, elbows to the back, to the side, and that was kind of the turning point, really, of the fight, because that, I guess, something, you hit a guy in the kidneys in the back hard enough, it's gonna hurt, and pretty much led to round five, where both guys were against the cage, crowd was kind of going nuts, but same thing, you knew something was going to happen, and I think Lawler knew that this was do or die for him. I guess it was a split decision, so 2-2, so he ended up winning 3-2 in the round, and this was probably the round that he won, where he just went nuts, and it was just, he knew it was do or die, and within, I think, 30 seconds, just wailed on him. He didn't even take a breath, and I think it caught Johny Hendricks off guard, because this guy was not fighting back at all. He tried, but I think more shots were missing than landing. And I think he had a busted nose, and just above the eye, he was starting to close. And you really thought it could have been a knockout within the last 5 seconds, but they went the distance, and Robbie Lawler just stared him down. He wanted to keep fighting, is what he said. And at the end of the day, split decision, new welterweight champion. I personally, the fight was okay. It had its points, but I've definitely seen a lot of better fights from the UFC. But it was okay. It was a good swerve at the end. I think a lot of people were shocked, and I think even Hendricks thought he was going to win. He had his hand up, but no, new champion, and hand went right back down. But no, it was cool. Had a good time watching it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.